Throughout the last 60 days, I trained like One Punch Man, the strongest human being in the entire universe. The first 30 days was simple. A 10-kilometer run, 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats every day, no rest days ever. 2 million views and thousands of comments later, the greatest complaint I received was my form. Everyone thought my push-up, squat, and sit-up form was absolutely horrible. And I think they were right.
Look at this dude.
So for the next 30 days, I decided to focus on my form and my diet. You guys didn't seem to think that eating Panda Express every day for the first 30 days did me any good, so I decided to switch things up a bit. After 30 days of training, I gave my body, limbs, and joints a few days of rest, and I got back to training for another 30 days with better form, better diet, and a new workout plan. Here's my plan. Since 6.3 miles was just too much, it was injury worthy, I'm basically gonna run 4 miles, so that's roughly 2/3 of what I was running initially. And I'm gonna run that distance 5 days a week, meaning I'm gonna have 2 rest days. Also, I basically took 3 days off to let my body recover, and then I played basketball for 1 to 2 hours a day, and then I got back to my regular routine, and the training began. Slowly but surely, we're learning, folks. With the power of the almighty internet, there was even hope for my form. Even after watching several videos though, it was still extremely difficult to do a perfect push-up. Every time I tried it, my triceps were killing me, but I guess that was the point. While my form continued to improve, I was nowhere near perfect yet. It's day 9, and I'm back to my bad habits. Eating Panda Express, apparently. I'm not sure how this is unhealthy. It tastes pretty freaking invigorating to me. Veggies, chicken. That's about it. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward meal. Anyways, though, still trying to figure this out. About to go on my workout after I eat this, take a dump, etc. Now, I really got destroyed when it came to my sit-up form, and I didn't even know what I was doing at the time, but it turns out I was doing total crunches instead of sit-ups, so I looked up the proper form for a sit-up, and I really just had to exert my abs a little more, and I definitely felt the burn once I started doing them more properly. So over time, I'm pretty sure I perfected the sit-up, and now I know what I'm doing. Guys, I'm not trying to be that guy, but a guy's gotta eat. A little parfait here and there never hurt anybody, right? Come on now. And squats became one of those things. If I let my mental strength go away for 1 second, I'd end up doing a weak, poor form squat that wouldn't get me anywhere. So I had to keep my mental strength and my physical knee strength up the entire time. 100 real push-ups has got to be one of the most difficult things I've ever done in my life. Almost done with my 3.5 mile run. Maybe I'll go 4 miles. I don't know. This seems to be a nice, healthy length. While my technique was improving and my endurance was increasing, the progress was there. Day 41, baby. Okay, I just finished working out and I got an ice cream cone. 200 calories, but I can't complain when I end up being super fat at the end of this. Day 41, current weight, 170.4. Today's day 42, actually Sunday. I'm debating whether I should do 6 days a week of workout or 5. I feel like 6 is easily achievable, especially with the small amount of running I'm doing now, which is only 3.5 miles opposed to 6.2. I ended up taking both Saturday and Sunday as my 2 rest days to allow my body to regrow stronger. And my diet, you ask? I might actually go buy some chicken breasts and start cooking this nonsense for myself. I just want to rent like a personal chef for a month, but I can't afford a personal chef. 4 eggs and 2 yolks. What a pathetic lifestyle to live, I will say. Can anyone seriously say that they're living a happy life if they have to eat bland chicken without any salt or sauce? No donuts here and there? Eating healthy food religiously is a pretty pathetic way of life, or at least a pretty sad way of life. I don't know. It just sucks to not eat food that's good. Meanwhile, my diet became less and less interesting, and the flavor of life was taken from me in one fell swoop. Day 43, the workout begins anew. And then I pulled something with my arm. I think I pulled something in my tricep doing push-ups. When I was doing these push-ups, I felt an oddly powerful strain right here in my tricep, like a painful squeeze. So since my body was being a little weakling, I decided to do these weird little bench push-ups, and they were putting a nice healthy strain on my triceps. So I figured these are burning my triceps way more anyways, so that's what I did for the remainder of the 60-day training. Day 43, about to knock out quick 3.5 miles. The key to maximizing these runs, no joke, without a doubt, listening to an enlightening podcast, +3 IQ, I'm telling you. Is this healthy enough for you, YouTube, huh? Hand leaf, lettuce, 3 patty burger, no cheese, no sauce, no nothing but meat and lettuce. Day 44. Chowing down on some bourbon chicken and a glass of water. Doesn't get any healthier than this, or does it? This probably isn't that healthy, but here we are. Tastes very good, I must say. Day 45, muscles are starting to get a little sore, but I think a good type of sore. Feeling pretty good on the abs. I feel the strain quite a bit. The push-ups though, after doing 2-3 days of maybe perfect form, I straight up pulled something in my tricep. Feels like something's about to tear. 15 more days to go. The one thing that I really should control though is the diet. I ate like 3 bowls of cereal last night. Just so hungry, I just freaking devoured anything in my sight. I also had freaking chili cheese dog. Jesus Christ. So yeah, I really need to get that in check, and then I'll ultimately win this thing. And then I'll become a fit beast, honestly. Day 45, out here chugging along, folks. Day 45, currently naked for utmost accuracy. Let's see how much I weigh. 169.3, not bad at all. Day 47, still going harder than ever on this life cereal. Not gonna lie, cereal has become a part of my lifestyle. It's become a part of me to an extent. I probably have at least 2 bowls a day. I probably ate 4 times the recommended serving size just now, but at the end of the day, we're all gonna die someday, right? With that logic though, I realize I shouldn't be working out if I truly believe that. But for the sake of YouTube, I'm gonna finish the 60-day challenge harder than ever. 47 days in. After I finish this run, I have a nice 2-day break in the weekend. I should have staggered my rest days. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, break. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, break. Sunday, back on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. But I didn't do that, so my schedule's still kind of effed up. My feet are all cushioned. Wearing these Jordan socks cost me 15 freaking bucks. I know this shouldn't be in my mouth, but it is. I'm sorry, guys. It was worth it. Alrighty, folks, currently naked with the exception of silk underwear. Let's see how much I weigh. 170.4. All right, 50 days in. I just took my 2 rest days, Saturday, Sunday, chilled on the weekend. So I got that full 5-day workout in, Monday through Friday. My body feels rested, muscles are all healed and rebuilt stronger. During this run, I'm gonna focus on running on the tips of my toes to maximize that calf burn. 10 more days to go. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're taking a more proactive approach to my flawed diet here. As you can see, we have 2 charbroiled drumsticks, 1 thick thigh here. The skin's just falling off. Black beans, rice, and whatever these are. As you can see on the computer, I've been doing some health research, etc., into nutrition, all that fun stuff. I'm gonna start keeping track of the macros. I did all the math. Everything's looking pristine. I'm gonna eat this, then I'm gonna calculate, 1 step closer to becoming a fit beast. We're out here getting some extra mileage with the homeboy Sam. Any words of wisdom, Samurai? No? All right. Anyways, about to drop a few more miles, bring us up to maybe 6 miles today. And the first day of tracking my calories went well. A solid 1,600 calories consumed with a net deficit of roughly 800 calories, assuming I burned 2,000 calories a day. So in theory, I should have lost weight, I think. Okay. It's been 50 days since I started training like Saitama, One Punch Man. Let's do a quick hypothetical gain check, shall we? The triangle of strength is developing, but I may have regressed slightly since last month. The pecs, you know, there's not much muscle there. And with this physique, there's of course the calves to consider. These iron caskets. Ooh, the arms when I do a little tricep flex here. Looks kind of cool on camera. Yeah, this angle is too flattering. At the end of the day, it's all about getting rid of this dastardly gut. So this all leads me to my next extremely important discovery I found throughout these last 50 days. Diet is king. Today, I ran 3.5 miles and then I walked another 3 miles and I have a net deficit of 800 calories. With that being said, I've started to keep track of my macros, chemical structures of the food I'm eating. Yeah, carbs, protein, fat, the big 3, right? And I'm keeping track of what percentage of the food I'm eating is fat, protein, carbs, etc. And here's what I should be eating. Here were the macro numbers I came up with, and this was the basis of my diet for the next 10 days, ideally, but you know, I cheated here and there. Eating a lot of protein is much harder than you would have thought. Basically, diet, without a doubt, has to be the most important aspect of all this. At the end of the day, there has to be a caloric deficit for me to lose any fat, but I still need to maintain that muscle. That's the ultimate kicker here. But I'm the type of guy, if you throw a cookie in front of me, I'll probably end up eating it at some point, but I won't actively seek that cookie. Here's a quick treat for all the viewers out there on a diet right now. Anyways, day 51, the light at the end of the tunnel can be seen and the scent of hope reeks. Day 52, the tide is near, the time is coming, 8 more days to go. Vroom vroom. Day 53. I'm ready to end my life. It is what it is, man, but it's getting boring out here. I gotta say that much. Day 54, the end is near. I found a pretty groovy beat, increased my speed by probably 20+%. Anyways, 6 more days to go. What's up, champions? Today is day 55 of training like One Punch Man. I think it's appropriate that we do a quick gain check and assess the situation thus far, my predicted lifespan, visceral fat, and really just how yoked I've gotten out of this whole process, or lack thereof. This stomach fat here, it's persistent, I'll give it that much. You know, it's weird because everyone keeps saying I should keep this hair on my stomach. I don't know why, if there's some sort of dramatic appeal to it, but I can keep it. What's more important though, I guess, is the triceps. They look way more ripped than they actually are because of this angle. There they are. Anyways, they look pretty meaty right now. I don't know if this is average meat size, but they look larger than usual. I think I have lost mass in general, much less muscle mass in the pectoral region going on here. The Dorito triangle of power and strength is in formation. We're not quite there yet, but I'm no princess in disguise, I'll tell you that much. Anyway, so let's talk about what really matters. Have I stayed true to the diet? For the last week, I tried to eat El Pollo Loco. Here's the deal. I don't have time to be cooking chicken and whatnot, so I just bought a massive lot of chicken for like 20 bucks and I was eating it for like 4 days straight, and that was pretty tasty. Low carb, high protein, a little bit of fat as well. I don't really eat candy bars, milkshakes, sugary drinks. None of that has been consumed in the last 30 days, but I will say I have had a few ice cream cones here and there, but ice cream cones like the gateway drugs to all of the fat foods, and then before you know it, you're obese. Day 55 weigh-in. This is before me taking a massive dump, so keep in mind we're at 169.4, which is not bad at all considering that I have the camera in my hands and that I haven't taken a dump in quite a while. That is a huge factor in considering my weight right now. The final days. Day 58, very close to being finished. I'm ready to be done. I'm mentally tired of running in circles, to be honest. Day 59, one more day to go. Day 60. It's time to finish this all. Alrighty folks, the final weigh-in. 166.6. Here's a quick side-by-side comparison throughout the last 60 days. Final gains check. Full ab flex right now. As you can see, it's definitely forming. There's just that one little layer of skin above it that I need to get rid of, and then it'll be fully defined. There's definitely a layer of skin, a layer of fat right there as well. So let's do a quick arm flex. Here's the back of the arms here. Flexed as such. Side flex angle. Quick calf check. Not bad. After assessing the hypothetical gains here, let's assess the actual data. Currently, I weigh less than what I weighed after 30 days of working out like One Punch Man, and I weigh 0.4 pounds less than I did 30 days ago. I was running an additional 3.4 miles per day as of the first 30 days, and day 30 through 60, I cut my mileage in half basically. I think I could have done with one rest day. I think 2 rest days is just too little activity at the end of the day. I think those 2 days are super important because that ends up being a total of 8 days gone at the end of 4 weeks roughly, so that's a lot of time not working out that I could have been, whereas day 1 through 30 I was working out. And in all honesty, my biggest takeaway from this entire experience is that diet is without a doubt the #1 component in all of this. That is, if you're trying to lose weight, I guess, and look better. I think while I may not have gained as much as I could aesthetically, I've gained quite a bit of cardiovascular exercise and exercised my muscles more than I would if I just stuck to diet, if that makes sense. So if I could drastically improve my diet to just chicken and greens essentially and cut out everything, then I would probably be an ultimate fit beast. But for right now, I basically just beefed up my cardio exercise. I'm still a little chubby and I have a long ways to go, but I think the real barrier at this point is the diet. If I get the diet under control, I win at the end of the day. It's that simple. I think it's just a matter of whether or not I'm willing to give up the spice of life, the flavor of my existence, that is decent food, for a questionable increase in my appearance, that is if I take my shirt off in any given social interaction, which I never would. So what's the point? But with that being said, my biggest advice for someone who were to try this challenge is that day 1 through 30, I didn't take any breaks any given day, and that really did suck, and that made me hate the challenge. And day 30 through 60, it was more wake up, knock it out, call it a day. It's a nice kickstart to my day. Taking breaks Saturday and Sunday not only allowed my muscles to regrow and build themselves stronger, but it gave me some mental ease, and I didn't have to deal with the stress of waking up every single morning knowing I had to knock out that workout. So I think that at the end of the day, mentally cutting out the 3 miles cut out a lot of stress in my head. But if I ran the full 6.5 miles every day like I did day 1 through 30, I think I would have had more gains and would have cut more fat. I really just got tired of running 6 miles a day. If I continue this day 60 through 365, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. I think I really do need to incorporate some weight training. I think that'll take the muscles to the next level here. And quite frankly, I'm kind of tired of doing One Punch Man's training. I don't think it's super effective. It's better than nothing, obviously, obviously, but I feel like I could create my own perfect training regimen if I talked to someone, did some research, etc. I don't know if I want to continue doing this, we'll see, but you should probably subscribe if you want to see day 60 through 90 or 100 or 120 or 200 or 300 or 1 year. So if I do continue, you're going to see it if you subscribe. Also, follow me on Instagram at Tyler Oliveira Official and comment what I did wrong. Also, I want all of your guys' constructive criticism, insults, etc. Put it in the comment section. I'll read it. I think your guys' criticism definitely helped me improve my form when it came to the workouts. My form out of all this drastically improved since day 1 through 30, and day 30 through 60, my form was legitimate and some might even say proper. With the exception of my push-ups, those are still pretty questionable, but my sit-ups, squats, everything else, I think we're at a solid point. With that being said, deuces, I'm gonna take a shower.